Hello, and welcome to this essential lesson on forming questions in English. I'm so glad you're here to learn with me today. Asking questions is one of the most powerful tools you have in any language. It's how we learn, connect, and navigate the world around us. Mastering question formation is truly key to understanding others and, just as importantly, being understood yourself. In this all-inclusive guide, we'll dive into how to form questions using several key verb tenses. We'll explore the present, past, perfect, future, and conditional tenses to help you build a strong foundation for any conversation. Toward the end, we'll also break down how to ask questions using the verb be and modal verbs. Let's start with the present tense, which is all about what's happening now or what happens regularly. When forming simple present tense questions, we primarily use the auxiliary verbs do or does. These little words are your best friends here. You'll use do when your subject is I, you, we, or they. Think of it as the plural and first-person singular helper. It sets up your question perfectly. On the other hand, does is reserved for third-person singular subjects. He, she, or it. Remember this distinction, and you'll be off to a great start. Let's look at an example. If you want to ask about someone's current preference, you might say, "Do you like pizza?" Here, you is the subject, so do is the correct choice. Another example, does she speak Spanish? This question asks about a current ability. Since she is a third-person singular subject, we use does. Now, let's move to the past tense, where we talk about actions that have already happened. The good news here is that question formation is a bit simpler because we use just one auxiliary verb, did. Did is universal. It works for all subjects, whether it's I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. This makes things much easier to remember. Here's a crucial rule to keep in mind. When you use did in a question, the main verb that follows it must always be in its base form. It does not change to the past tense. For instance, you would ask, did you go to the park yesterday? Notice that go is the base form, not went. The did already tells us it's past tense. Similarly, you would say, did they watch the movie? Again, watch is in its base form, even though the action happened in the past. This brings us to a common error to avoid. Never say, did you went? The correct phrasing is always, did you go? The auxiliary did carries the past tense information, so the main verb stays simple. Next up are the perfect tenses, which describe actions completed before a specific point in time. We'll focus on the present perfect and a quick look at the past perfect. For present perfect questions, we use the auxiliary verbs have or has. These indicate that an action started in the past and continues to the present, or has a result in the present. You'll use have with subjects I, you, we, and they. It's for those subjects that are plural or the first person singular. Conversely, has is used for he, she, and it. Just like with do and does, remember this distinction for third person singular subjects. Here's an example of a present perfect question. Have you finished your homework? This asks if the action of finishing is complete by now. Another one. Has he eaten lunch? This question checks if the action of eating lunch has been completed up to the present moment. Now, for the past perfect, things simplify again. The auxiliary verb for all subjects is had. This tense describes an action completed before another past action. An example of a past perfect question is, had they already left when you arrived? This asks if their leaving was complete before your arrival. Let's look ahead to the future tense, where we talk about actions that will happen. For future questions, we primarily use will or going to. Will is often used for spontaneous decisions or predictions made at the moment of speaking. It's a quick way to ask about future actions. For example, you might ask, will you come to the party? This is a direct question about a future event, perhaps decided on the spot. Going to is typically used for actions that are pre-planned, or when there is clear evidence that something is about to happen. It implies a prior intention. So you could ask, are you going to study tonight? This suggests that you're asking about a plan that was likely made earlier. Finally, let's explore conditional tense questions, which allow us to discuss hypothetical situations or possibilities. Here, we often use the auxiliary verb would. Would helps us explore what could happen under certain conditions, or what someone would do in a particular scenario. It's great for imaginative questions. A classic example is, would you travel if you won the lottery? This question invites someone to consider a hypothetical situation and what their response might be. It's all about exploring possibilities. In addition to forming questions with do, does, did, has, have, had, will, and would, let's take a closer look at how to ask questions using the verb be and modal verbs. The verb be includes is, are, was, were, be, been, being. When forming questions, the verb be usually comes before the subject. Present tense. Am I late? Is she your teacher? Are they ready? Past tense. Was he at the party? Were you tired yesterday? Continuous tenses. Is she working today? Were they watching the movie? Tip. Just invert the subject and the form of be to make a question. 2. Questions with modal verbs. Modal verbs include can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, would. These are used to express ability, permission, possibility, obligation, etc. Basic structure. Modal plus subject plus base verb. Examples. Can you swim? Ability. Could I borrow your pen? Polite request. May we come in? Formal permission. Should I call her now? Advice. Must we finish today? Obligation. Will you help me? Future intention. Would you like some coffee? Polite offer. Might it rain later? Possibility. No need for do, does, did with modal verbs. Just start with the modal itself. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share with others. For books on American English, click the links below the channel description.